Well, happy May, wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. It's May 1st where Calvin and I are for Hometown Cable, and our little corner is on the road again. We're on the Devil's Dead Road at Altona at the PEX Rainbow Banquet Hall in the White Room, I believe this is, for a Woodmen of the World celebration and banquet tonight, Woodmen of the World New York Chapter 462. It's always a great pleasure to join this group of happy people. Woodmen of the World has been around for a long, long time. We've talked about them, we've interviewed the people, we know them quite intimately over the years, and so it's a pleasure to come here tonight. I'm going to present one award, and there are several awards. The Woodmen like to give back to the community, and tonight will be very, very special. Just looking at the program, the social time, that's what we're here for. I don't even have a drink in my hand, but you can bet I will, and we'll have a good banquet later on this evening. But we're going to have a nice dinner. There'll be the introduction of guests coming up as I look at the program, the presentation of the field force with Tim and everybody else, special presentations for the Champlain Fire Department and St. Mary's presentation. They give a Safe Bus Driver Award, as you might know if you remember programs from the past. Fraternal Excellence Award, a Lifesaver Award, Caring for Others Award, the one I'll be presenting later on, Community Leader Testimonial, Community Leadership and Citizen of the Year Award. That's a very important one, as you might know, and you'll be amazed and thrilled to find out who these people are later. And presentation to the Battle of Plattsburgh Association. There are going to be drawings at the end and a benediction. Maybe Calvin will give it, maybe not, huh? We've been associated with Woodmen of the World and our family for a very long time. We've talked about them often. We think they're a sterling organization, not only here in the North Country, but elsewhere as well. So stay with us for this evening for the Woodmen of the World banquet at the Rainbow Banquet Hall in Altona. Boy, is this the most amazing quartet you've ever seen in your life right here?
That's right, sir.
Dale Gagne, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, sir?
I'm just absolutely terrifically well. How are you, Timmy?
Very good.
Mr. Blick.
Hello, sir.
How are you, Dave?
Not too bad.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
It's a nice day in the neighborhood for the first day of May 2015.
Beautiful day.
We got to 70 in the big city, Morrisonville.
I know, isn't that incredible? And Saturday and Sunday are going to be nice too. I love it.
We couldn't have a better day for a banquet than what we
All right, let's tell people what your formal title is with Woodmen of the World. Is it regional?
No, I'm the area manager.
Area manager, regional manager,
I'm a market representative and a registered representative.
and secretary too.
And secretary of the lodge. Chapter.
And Mr. B is?
I'm president of Lodge 462.
I love it. So you're the boss of this whole shindig. If Calvin trips and falls down, you got to buy him a new camera.
Calvin is vice president.
Yeah, I know. He didn't wear a tie though, and I did. I want you to know this got to be a special occasion if I put a shirt and a tie on.
That's right.
So tell us about what tonight's all about. Who wants to tell me? Timmy.
He points at me.
It's Tim's
Well, he's the man.
It's Tim's program.
Well, tonight, of course, is our 41st annual awards banquet, Citizen of the Year. We have a new name for it, but we still call it Citizen of the Year. We also give out a Caring for Others award and Lifesaver awards tonight, Safe Bus Driver awards, and a Fraternal Spirit award as well. So lots of different things.
Lots of different things, and there's going to be a drawing and benediction I saw at the end
There
of the
is
program.
drawing and benediction, 50-50 raffle, and one of the big things that we're doing tonight is when people come in, their pay to get in is a canned good or something for the food shelves. Woodmen's national focus this year is fighting hunger, and so we're using all of our events to draw attention to that and to bring folks in. And
Calvin tells me there's a. Well, she didn't know you were on television. You're on camera. I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. No, that camera's so tiny, and Calvin is just such a little skinny guy.
That's right.
People walk by. You should have seen this today at the senior celebration
talk to these two
downtown.
guys for a second. I'll be right back.
Oh.
See, he's getting out on me.
Well, this is special every year, and I can't
Every year.
believe it's 41 years,
Yes.
because I bet you it was that long ago when a Woodmen of the World representative came to that little radio station where I worked for 36 years and said, how'd you like to join Woodmen of the World? And I said, well, sit down right here and tell me what the heck it is. I have no idea. He explained it so well, I guess I was hooked for life, Dale.
Yeah, it's been over 45 years for me.
Has it? Come on.
Yes, yes.
That's truly amazing.
Yeah.
Something very special is happening tonight for the firemen in St. Mary's, I understand. That's pretty nice, where contributions are being made, Dave.
We're
Right?
going to present them with a flag, and we're going to present Father with a check for St. Mary's.
I think that's really cool to help with the bazaar. I love it every time I drive by the church and the church hall across the street. Spent a lot of fun time there judging the parade for years and so on. He's back.
Taking care of business.
But you want to sing "Taking Care of Business"? Maybe we should get you to sing "Stand by Me."
My voice has got to survive the night, so it's about maybe about 70%. So I don't think I want to start singing.
Earlier today, I was driving in the car and I heard the announcer say that Ben E. King died yesterday.
Oh no!
"Stand by Me" and all those other wonderful things, and how many songs with the Drifters and so on. None of us will be singing tonight unless it's "God Bless America" or the national anthem. Right. It takes a while to put a program like this together, Timothy.
It does, but usually I'm working on it the last day before. But yes, it takes a long time. A lot of people help out, contact the folks that we're contacting. We get the awards together. We do, we have to get our speeches together, and we thank Calvin for a lot of that. And Calvin is usually very instrumental in guiding toward who the right people are. So we definitely do owe a debt of gratitude to Calvin for always coming up with a really good idea, and we follow through on that, and we have a good program.
It might not be the Academy Awards, but the people who receive these awards, and I speak from experience, are very moved by being chosen. Yes. And that's why it's not a small task to sit down around the table and say, who gets this award this year? Who gets it?
Most definitely.
And you know what? As far back as I can remember, every award was well deserved.
That's very, very true, and it's such a wonderful thing that we have the opportunity to do this in the North Country.
So it looks like we're going to have a nice crowd here tonight. Right now we're talking 6:15. The dinner's not till 7. And if your stomach growls before we're served, I'm moving to another table. You found a good venue up here.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely, and we were away from it for a little while, but we're back and we're going to stay here. This is definitely the right place, the right size, and always such wonderful food. They do such a great job here at the Rainbow.
I don't know how many functions Calvin and I have been to at the Rainbow Banquet Hall. We've talked to the Peck so many times. We lived through that big fire that they had and the rebuild and back in business, and we've been to outdoor shows and gun shows and I don't know what all, not to mention a few weddings and retirements and
Oh, sure.
who knows what all.
All around here, who else can handle
Well,
big groups?
everybody has to find a little niche in life, and the Becks found a niche up here in this little corner of the world. And in the beginning, people said, "Oh, that'll never work. It's in the boondocks. You know where the Devil's Den Road is?" Guess what? They've been beating the path up here, haven't they?
They definitely have. It's a great location. I think there's actually 3 events here tonight, so
there are.
the place is full.
I was sitting in the wrong room for 15 minutes over there saying, I love the way this is decorated. The food smells good. I might stay over here.
Well, you hit each room.
Yeah. Well, that would be an idea, too. I think there are 4 different banquet rooms here, right? Am I right? 3 different banquet rooms here and a central kitchen. And don't get in the way when they're getting the food ready. They are extremely efficient. They've had a lot of experience, so it'll be good.
No, always a great meal, always plenty. wonderful place to have a
So you
banquet.
memorize your speech for tonight?
Oh, it didn't take long for me to memorize.
They did.
Tim's the man
He
tonight.
makes me do all the heavy
Good evening, ladies and germs. Well, it is a good time. It's a very important time.
Yes.
Tell me about some of the things that our public might not know about Woodmen of the World. I'm sorry, I dropped my program.
There you go.
I just want to see if he can still bend over to pick it
I
up.
can still bend over.
Tell us a
I'll be
little bit
hurting
about
for it.
Woodmen of the World.
Woodmen was founded in 1890, dual mission, life insurance, protecting American families, and giving back to the community, giving opportunities for community service, and things like giving to the food shelves. And we are the largest distributor of American flags in the United States, outside of the United States government.
Nice to be known for, isn't it?
It is. That's a great thing to be known for. And we offer all sorts of products, financial solutions, and we're actually starting now with what's called Woodmen at Work, and we're able to go into a workplace and offer let me get it right, IRAs, Roth IRAs, and life insurance through payroll deduct, and that's starting to really take off for us here in the North Country.
You're on the road a lot, aren't you?
That's what I do. I'm on the road.
On the road again?
And we have Red Basket, one of the local project that we've had the opportunity to do is Max Moore's Memorial Treehouse. We've raised over $4,000 through Red Basket, and what Red Basket is, if you've heard of GoFundMe, those things online where you can go in and anybody can put their money in, well, they take a 10% fee. Red Basket does the same thing, but we don't take a fee. Woodmen covers the administrative costs, and if a Woodmen member donates up to $25 per year, Woodmen will match that $25. So great opportunity, great way to help people in the community.
I love to look at the monthly magazine too. I still insist that you got to send more photographs in from.
I do, and it's my fault. Of the many
I don't mind
things
seeing what's
do,
going on, and
of the many things I do, I get behind on a little bit here and there, but we will
yeah,
get them.
he's got nothing else to do. But there is a national publication.
There is. It's a quarterly magazine, Woodmen Living, that comes out to all of our members every quarter, and on the back of that tells what the local lodges are doing. We also have a great email list that we've been working on, and between the two chapters in Chazy, this chapter, and the chapter in Plattsburgh, and we're doing a lot of things together and making giving back to our members as much as we can.
Got a nice clubhouse.
Oh yes, we do. We have a brand new clubhouse in brand new. I call it brand new. It's been here since 1986, but it looks brand new because of this guy right here. And his wife Ella and Floyd Bursey and a few other people who helped out, completely remodeled the place. We had a new roof put on, and it looks fantastic. It's a great place to have a meeting, and it's a great place for us to. In fact, we're going to show that off tomorrow with an open house between 10 and 2.
Come on.
We'll be there, and anybody can come by and take a look. That's on the Macadam Road. If you know where Scott's Rink is, just keep on going past the bridge, and you'll see it. You can't miss it.
As you know, the people on this program will be watching this days, weeks, or
This is
months,
true,
or
yeah,
years
that's
in
true.
past,
Alvin will have it up
past
tonight,
the
right?
event. But May 2nd, that is a good spot, isn't it, Dave?
Great spot down there. Couldn't ask for a better spot to have a lodge. Tim said we remodeled the whole place, re-sheetrocked the ceilings, new lights, new lights, new handicap bathroom, new floor.
All new tables and chairs.
Come on.
So,
Well, this is a nice spot down that little dirt road, isn't it? That's
Beautiful
God's
spot.
country.
Very peaceful.
That's great. Well, very soon now, this shindig is going to get underway tonight. I'll watch to see how fast your fork moves there, my buddy.
No
Noah.
problem.
Anything else you'd like to say at the beginning? I know you'll have a few million well-chosen words.
There's all sorts of words coming up. I'm good.
You're good. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great evening, and thanks to Woodmen of the World. See you guys.
different staying in front of the garage.
Well, my friend Dave Justus found his way to the Devil's Den Road. He put a tie and a jacket on. I put a tie and a jacket on. I don't even wear a tie and a jacket anymore.
Me neither, Gordy.
You told me I had to go buy a shirt for the occasion.
I did have to go get one, yeah.
I'm telling tales out of school.
No, you're not.
Dave Justus and I have known each other for many, many years.
Oh my God, yes.
I sat in his little shop, I think yesterday,
Yeah.
right, on the last day of April.
Sure did.
Trying to get the true history of what he does for people in the North Country. And I dare say that a lot of the viewers of Hometown Cable in our little corner have no clue what you do. And it's going to be 45 years on September 8th this
September
year.
8th, be 45 years, Gordy.
Just let people know what it is you do, Dave.
Well, what we do is we gather toys. I buy toys wherever I can, and we give them out to kids. Last year we did 585 kids for Christmas, which was a slow year for us, really. We
You've done over 900 some years, haven't you?
Oh yes, definitely, yeah. But this year we just didn't. The finances weren't there, Gordy, to do more than what we did.
People don't know. You know, the federal government doesn't sponsor what you do.
Oh no.
Very
no.
few people even know what you do. You don't seek a lot of publicity. You don't have the backing of some big multi-million-dollar corporations. But
Oh, God, no.
I'm going to give a little speech about you later on tonight about how years ago, first of all, you had a rough childhood. We don't have to get into
yeah.
that. But you didn't have much.
No,
And
definitely
at some point
not.
in your life, you decided, I got to give back to people. It's going to be my job in life to help people in any
Right.
way I can.
That's right.
So on September 8th, 45 years ago, you found somebody to help, and you never looked back.
No, I haven't, Gordy. You know, it's the main, doing these toys for kids for Christmas because mainly is these kids go to school. And if they got the same old things on they had before Christmas, they get ridiculed for it. These other kids got new clothes and stuff on. They'll say, well, what do you wear? What do you have? And they say, just what we had before. They didn't get anything.
You know, people,
That's sad, Gordy.
a lot of people who live in a different level of society, who have enough to eat and enough to buy toys for their kids for Christmas,
Right.
don't understand quite fully enough that there's another level of society down here
Oh, yeah.
who don't have much.
That's right.
And they don't have the prospect of getting much.
That's right.
And so they hear about Dave Justus,
And here we are to help them.
and now your program is called,
Justice for the children.
yeah.
And
How many over the years did you think in the last 45 years? 10,000?
over 10,000 we've done, yeah. Yeah, we started recording back in 2000, keeping the books up on them. And as we've got the books up, we're up to 6,800 and something, almost 6,900 right now on book. So, I mean, that's from 2000 up. So all the way back, I'm sure we did considerably more than that.
So when Woodmen of the World asked me if I thought it was a good idea that you got this special award tonight and asked me to present it, I was very pleased. And you are especially pleased because you never got an award before.
No, never have, Gordy. This is the first I've ever gotten. And this is quite a privilege, really.
That's a good group of people.
Yes, to be recognized finally, going
For what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to mention it in my little speech. I actually wrote a little speech for you, David. But a lot of people have talked to me and said, "Oh, that Dave Justus, he's just a con artist. This is just the biggest scam."
Oh, my
so you've
God.
had to face a lot of what we call slings and arrows. over the
Oh
years.
boy, have I ever.
Yeah.
When they start with that, I just tell them, if you think this is a scam, why don't you come to house and help me?
Yeah.
You come there and you sort toys, you stock them, you take care of the people. I think I can change your mind in a hurry.
Dave's house up there on the Soper Road, Dave and Marion's house, is not a multi-million-dollar mansion.
No, God, no.
And he, as I'll mention in my speech, and most people should know before we finish tonight, you've sacrificed a lot in your personal life so you can help people with this program.
Exactly. We sure have, Gordy. But it was worth every bit of it. You get up, especially Christmas morning, I can get up and say, I did the best I could. At least I know somebody out there, the kids are going to have toys and they're going to have food. Do the best I can. That's all I can do.
Well, we're here. You brought your wife.
Oh, yes.
Because what would us men do without the women to tell us that our tie's
You got that
unscrupted
right. You got that
make
right.
sure your shirt tail is hanging out in the back and Kay has to inspect me before I walk out of the house.
She's such a doll.
Well, so is Marion, and I talked to you yesterday to get information about what you do, and she was writing checks in the other.
Right.
Amazing how the wife.
Yeah. Hey, we got to come up with the money they had to do this year to do Christmas. This coming Christmas, and
every year I see Dave and I say, "How long can you do it?" I mean, I'm amazed that you haven't lost your house or something else over the years.
It's getting to the point where it's getting kind of scary right now because we have to borrow money every year to keep this thing going.
I don't know how you do. That's why I'm thrilled that Woodmen of the World, Calvin Castine, and the others involved decided to give you that nice award tonight. I'm proud to call you my friend. For a lot of years, go over at your table, enjoy your meal, and don't be nervous till I call you up later on.
Okay,
thanks,
Gordy.
Dave.
Thanks,
Justus.
Gordy.
Thanks, Dave.
Awards dinner of Chapter 462 of Woodmen of the World. I'd like to introduce to you now David Blitt, our president, and he will lead us in the pledge and the invocation. We all please stand. Welcome everybody. I am Tim Gagno. I am the Secretary of Chapter 462. And as we welcomed you earlier, I welcome you again to our wonderful evening tonight. How about that meal? Everybody get it out? Thank you to Pat and Jane and the staff for putting on what they always do. So first I'd like to introduce to you the officers of Chapter 462. Right beside me, President David Blitt. Vice President Calvin Castine, behind the camera over there. I'm the Secretary, I told you that. Treasurer Jean Bushy. Auditor Amy House. Auditor Steve Walter. Auditor Floyd Bursey. I'm reading quick here. Sergeant at Arms Michael Horn. Breeder Ella Blix wasn't able to be here tonight. And past President Linda Gagno Horn. And she's also the junior past president for the Northeast jurisdiction. She actually just held her very successful convention down in Saratoga, the Community in Putnam, last weekend. So we had a wonderful time around. We actually raised over $1,400 for the scholarship fund, and that was Dave and Ella and Jeannie running that committee. So that was an excellent take on that. Now I'd like to tell you about the field force. First we have, and I'd ask that the field force stand up if you hear your name. I'm going to read everybody, but a lot of them are here tonight. Area Manager Dale Gagno. I'm actually also a market representative for Woodmen of the World. Field representatives John Maddie, Ann Rickey, Sean Davis, Shaw Hawk, Barbara Hebert, Liz Kingsbury, Lisa Laporte, Nicholas Moore, and Ryan Valley. And those of you who are members, this is your field force, and of course the folks that aren't here. And those of you who aren't members, I urge you to learn about Woodmen of the World. We've been around since 1890. We're celebrating 125 years this year in June, actually June 6th. And basically Woodmen was started with a simple dual mission to help American families by protecting them with life insurance and to give them opportunities for community service and good works. And we do a lot of those good works here in the North Country, and we have those products available, and it's a great thing that we're able to do because we protect families when the worst happens. And it's a very, very rewarding thing to do. So again, I urge you, if you're not members, please speak to a Woodmen rep after or contact us at the office. We would love to sit down and talk to you and show you what we do. On the evening of January 16th, the Northern Tier suffered one of its most devastating fires in recent memory. Approximately 200 firefighters from throughout Clinton County, southern Quebec, and western Vermont battled the inferno at St. Mary's Academy in Champlain throughout the nighttime and well into the morning hours. The temperatures were sub-zero, and the strong, gusty wind not only fanned the flames, but also made for unbearable conditions for the rescue personnel. Hoses, fire apparatus, and firefighters all froze up on that fateful evening, and still they persisted. Words cannot properly express the gratitude that the community has for these brave, unselfish responders. We at Woodmen of the World Chapter 462 would like to take a moment to thank all of them on behalf of the grateful North Country. They are there for us 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and far too often we take this back for granted. Tonight, as a small token of our gratitude, we would like to present an American flag to the Champlain Fire Department. Unfortunately, Chief Timmons was supposed to be here this evening, but was unable to attend. But Mr. Blick is of the fire department, second in command.
I'm just Vice President of Niagara Homes.
Vice President of Niagara Falls. So Dave, I'm going to present this flag to you. Please pass along our appreciation to all of your members and to the other mutual aid departments.
On behalf of Champlain Fire Department, Niagara Homes, Company Number 1, I would like to thank Woodmen of the World Chapter 462 for this grateful flag.
In 3 short weeks, on May 22nd, 23rd, 24th, St. Mary's will be forging ahead with their 48th annual Parish Bazaar. Our chapter wanted to do something to help and at the same time do something to further thank the fire department. We would like to present St. Mary's, and unfortunately Father Lewis wasn't able to be here tonight as well. But we are going to present Dave again this check for $500 to provide 100 vouchers for concession stand meals at the bazaar for the firefighters. 5 meals per department for 20 area fire departments.
And again, we'd like to Thank you.
Every year, we also honor our safe bus drivers. And tonight, I believe we have one of them here with us. Ronald Brunette of NAC, if you would come forward. And also this year, George Brothers of NCCS and Joanna Rowe of Beekman Town. We'll make sure we get those two. And now I'd like to call forward Amy House.
Good evening. A volunteer is defined as a person who voluntarily undertakes or expresses a willingness to undertake a service. Service is a word that defines the life of David and Ella Pitts, our 215 Fraternal Spirit Award recipients. Dave and Ella work tirelessly together on many projects and in many organizations. Together, they are members and volunteers for the Franklin Grand Isle Habitat for Humanity and spearhead the expansion of the organization, Restore, which they run on Friday nights from May to November. Dave also serves as the board of that organization. Both Dave and Ella also are members of the Venice chapter of the Sarasota County Habitat for Humanity while they are mentoring in Florida. Dave also serves as vice president of Niagara Host Company in Champlain and is a member of the Clinton County Fire Police and is a member of the Clinton County Firefighters Association. Dave is a fourth-degree member of the Knights of Columbus and has served as a past faithful navigator. Ella is a great fundraiser and has been a help to many organizations, getting donations for gift baskets and other prizes to help raise lots of money over the years. Both Dave and Ella are the driving force behind community Thanksgiving dinner at the Three Steeples Church during that holiday, feeding many people. Dave is currently our chapter's president, and Ella serves as our leader. They are both also on the jurisdictional fraternal committee, while Dave serves as the chair. Last year, when our chapter decided to do some renovations at our chapter hall, Dave and Ella, along with their friend and chapter member, Boyd Hersey, they were instrumental in making all the interior upgrades, including painting, rewiring, replacing lights, picking up floor tiles, and replacing the ceiling. We hope you can stop by our open house tomorrow to see the wonderful work they have done. We at Chapter 462 are proud to have Dave and Ella as officers and members. And I am thrilled tonight to present them with the Fraternal Spirit Award. Ella's not able to be with us tonight, but Dave's going to have to take that home first. We're surprised, we have no idea.
This is a great honor, privilege to accept these awards. I had no idea that we were getting them. Again, I would like to thank Lodge 462 and all my faithful people.
Luckily, he's so busy down in Florida with the habitat that most of the time he doesn't get a chance to read the minutes that I send from the meetings because I accidentally put it right on there. So keeping secret, I'm I'm shocked that they were able to keep that secret for that long. So now, I would like to bring up Christopher Gagno, and he's going to talk about our Lifesaver Award tonight.
Thanks, Tim. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Gagno, if you don't know me. I just want to start off with a little story real quick, maybe lighten it up a little bit. A couple of years ago, I was in this very room for a wedding, and it got to be the end of the evening, and it was cold out, so I said, I'm going to be the great husband, I'm going to do the right thing, and look at the car, and pull it up outside under the court, and it'll be all nice and warm, and we can head on in. So I'm sitting in the hallway, and I'm watching my car, but we're in my home, you don't have to worry about it when you're taking the car. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I see the brake lights come on, and my car drives away. Oh my God. So I took off out the door, running out the door, I see the car go to the back parking lot, I'm running after it, and all of a sudden it stops, lights go off. I go out back, I see the gentleman slide into another car and they take off. And I wasn't too worried about it because when I told him, I said, it's got to be somebody I know, somebody playing a trick, whatever, so we'll just leave it on that. So a couple days later, a friend of mine says, hey, I know who took the car. So he tells me who it is. Why am I telling the story? Because that person is dying. I'm also telling them because I want you to know, when you leave tonight, if your car is missing, come see me. I'll tell you who the suspect is. For inviting me here tonight. It was a pleasure. I was contacted by Tim in regards to the Lifesaver Award, and they said to me that they were looking to give this award out in regards to a fire that happened in Lawrence. Earlier this year, I was leaving my residence in Lawrence, where I grew up in Hawaii. And it was about 6:50, and I heard fire control dispatch in a malfunctioning furnace at 2423 Route 11 Morris, which is the apartment house on the corner of State Route 11, State Route 22. So immediately, doing what I'm supposed to do as a trooper, pull out of my driveway, drive right over there. As I'm pulling up, I can clearly see, black smoke coming out of the eaves. I knew we had more than just a furnace malfunction, and there was a fully involved structure flare, so I notified dispatch, sent everybody. Get out of the vehicle. I saw a few people milling around. There were some people inside the residence, so I just went in. It was smoke filled. They were aware of the fire, so I made sure, they're trying to get the personal belongings, just get your stuff, get out of the residence. And at that point, they got out, so I went in the front door, saw the other one, the other apartment was fully involved, tried to go upstairs, there's too much smoke, so I came back home. And I was only doing what you people expected me to do. As I came back out, it's running through my head, this is a big apartment house, I know there's a lot of people here, there's got to be people inside, the fire department's not here. And I'm thinking about what to do next, and I see this woman standing over there, and it's a woman I see every day. During the summertime, when I get up in the morning, I'm driving up the street to get my coffee at the former elementary store, I'll see her walking up the street with a gallon milk jug full of water. Well, our beautification committee, I put out these nice flower pots all over town. And they send out a letter that says, if you have the opportunity to, just please water the plants. We don't have a set person to do it, but members of the community, please do it. And I see this woman every day, out with her milk jug, going around watering the plants. And you don't really think much about it, but this is something that I would see her doing all the time. We kind of take it for granted. And then the one other thing I remember, I used to see her down at the apartment house all the time, and I still remember the day I was sitting on the corner, and there was a kid down the middle of the road that had been run over. I don't know if it was her kid, or just moving straight past her own. I saw her walk out the middle of the street, she picked the pal up, and then walked away with her. And this is a woman that I have seen all the time. I don't think I've ever stopped and had a conversation with her. And On this morning, when I walked out of that apartment house, I saw her standing over at the side. And immediately it clicked to me, this woman has lived here for such a long time, she's going to know what apartments have people in it, which ones don't. So I went over to her, and I said, is there anybody living on the floors? And she said, no, I was the only one up there, and everybody else, she goes, I already woke them up and made sure they were out. So when I look at all that, I step back and say, you know, I was just doing my job. The real hero that morning was this woman. She took it upon herself as an average citizen to make sure that everybody that she lived with in that apartment was awake, aware, and got out of that house. And I look at what she did as a citizen in a time of crisis. That's what defines a lot of people, is what they do in crisis. Do you step up? Do you make a difference, or do you walk away? And this woman made a difference. And after all of it, I asked myself one question. Here's a woman I see on patrol every day, does stuff in the community, and stepped up in a time of crisis, but it's someone that I've never stopped to talk to. So it made a difference in my life. Because now I know that I need to make a bigger effort to leave contacts with people in our community like her, because they are the people that need this. So at this time, on behalf of the Woodmen of the World War 62, I'd like to introduce Ms. St. Clair, have her come up and present her with an award for her actions on my line. She is still living in Moore, so I know our waters are going to be, or our flowers are going to be all taken care of this summer.
And Chris, we at 462 felt that you stepped up as well and did more than you had to do, and so we also will give Chris the Lifesaver Award today. Thank you. Now I'd like to ask Mr. Gordy Little to come to the stand.
That's a tough act to follow. Very, very impressed. Delighted to be here with all my friends, new friends, and old friends. It must be an important occasion because I actually wrote a speech. I have to say that when I was told that my friend Dave Justus would be given the Woodmen of the World Caring for Others Award, I was tremendously thrilled. Some of you might not be familiar with Dave Justus and a program called Justice for Children. I'm here to change all that. Dave is not a guy who is constantly standing in the spotlight telling the world how important he is. He does what he does because for 45 years he's seen a need and he's worked tirelessly to fill that need. Believe it or not, it was 45 years ago on September 8th. Dave was driving his truck around the streets of Peru. He saw a woman walking along the road in a terrible rainstorm. She was pulling a ramshackle wagon with a small boy in it. They were soaked to the skin. They really looked sad and pathetic. I'm not here tonight to tell you all the tales about Dave's unfortunate childhood, but suffice it to say, I know those details and they were horrible. And that's a kind way of putting it. To say that my friend Dave Justus spent many Christmases with no presents under his tree and no stocking on his fireplace would be a gross understatement. And because of all those lean years, Dave Justus promised himself, even as a young man, that he would help others whenever and wherever he could. So this day, in the rainstorm in Peru, he stopped his truck. He asked the woman if she was in trouble and needed a ride somewhere. He found out by speaking with the woman that she had been locked out of her residence for not being able to pay that month's rent. Did he think about it twice? No, indeed. Without a second thought, he loaded the ramshackle wagon under the back of his truck with a woman and her child inside. Dave knew somebody in Peru who could take this woman in on that day, and she did. He shelled out a $20 bill from his wallet to help pay for some food for the woman. That woman never forgot that moment of kindness. About a year later, Dave was in the local store, and suddenly he saw a form running for him. No idea what was about to happen. A woman ran up to him and embraced him warmly and said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." It was that moment. She had a full-time job at a local bakery. She had a place to live that didn't leak, and she was delighted that Dave Justus had spent that moment of time helping her out of the bottom. And that planted a seed. There was another time, not too much after that, near Christmas, just before Christmas, Dave was in a store in Spider Falls. And there was a woman there who seemed rather despondent. And Dave, always wanting to help people, approached the woman and asked if there was anything he could do to help. She told him in a soft, gentle voice that she was down on her luck. She had no money to supply a Christmas to her kids and her family. This is Dave Justus we're talking about. He said, "How much would it take to make a Christmas for your kids?" She said, "Well, I think $30 would do it." So Dave reached in his pocket, handed her a $20 bill and a $10 bill, and she went home and hopefully had a Merry Christmas. Dave never saw that woman again. Word gets around when you help people, you know that? Others came to his home looking for assistance. Eventually, Dave found a way to buy toys in bulk on pallets at a discount downstate, brought them to his place. He found some area sponsors who could give him checks from time to time to help him out. He called his program Toys for Kids, and that name stuck for a long time. But eventually, another unnamed local media outlet adopted that name for their own toy drive. And Dave went to them and said, "My program is called Toys for Kids." There's an old Italian expression. Dave had to change the name of his program. And he did. And you know what it's called today? Justice for Children. Not a bad name, is it? So So people that come to his house, he lives now on Silver Street in Morrisonville, they walk in the door, they find a friend, and they might not have another friend in the world. They have to fill out an application form. They look through his supply of toys and gifts and take them home to their family. After a while, they found there wasn't enough to supply toys and gifts for the kids. Many of these families had no food. So the back room became a food shed. We found a way to buy food at a discount. People come in and not only have Christmas for their kids, but they have food for their Christmas dinner. Is this program successful? Whether you've heard about it or not, you're hearing about it tonight because the answer to that question is a resounding yes. His program has served at least 10,000 people over the last 45 years. Some years, 900 families, some years 5 or 6, depending on what's happening that year. Have you ever heard of Patches the Clown? That's Dave. Years ago, Dave decided to build a fancy clown car. He offered to put it in parades and other special occasions. The money he makes helps to finance his Christmas efforts. He's on his 3rd clown car. He's worn out 2 of them so far. We don't know how long the 3rd one will last. How do these families fall through the cracks, you ask? Well, I don't know how many of you have ever been in a situation that some of these families have been in. Very often, Dave says they're just too darn proud to ask officially for help. So they come quietly to his house on Silver Street in Morrisonville, fill out the application, and go home and have hopefully a Merry Christmas. Many of these women are battered, a lot of domestic violence, a lot of crimes against these families that I can't even get into here tonight. Some of these families are absolutely and completely destitute until they meet Dave Justus. How is he advertised? A lot of people will tell you that word of mouth advertising is by far the best, and it works for Dave. He's one of those people that can't say no. He and his wife Marion have, I don't know if I'm talking out of school here, but they have to take out loans quite often. I found out through the grapevine that Dave and Marion have gone without medications recently so that they would have enough money to replenish the supplies for people who need them from his house. Dave and Marion have all very often been on the verge of not even being able to pay their own mortgage on their house, but they never give up. They don't know how long they can keep it up, but they want to keep on keeping on just as long as they possibly can. Like the rest of us, Dave is quick to acknowledge the stalwart help he gets from the distaff side, Marion. We men who think we're something always look behind us, and that stalwart woman is behind us, urging us, saying, Gordy, you spilled stuff on your tie again. You know how that works, Dave, right? I asked Dave, has Marion been important in this effort? When I talked to him this past week, you know what his words were? She's a godsend. And she really is. So Justice for Children helps families in this Tri-County area. I happen to know that they've even snuck out of the Tri-County area to help people in other counties here in northern New York. And there are those of us in the inner circle who know that Dave and Marion Justus have had to put up with a lot of unfounded criticism over the years, if you could believe it. I've known Dave for decades. He's been called a fake and a fraud and a scam artist over and over again by people who should know better. there he is, helping thousands upon thousands of families that had the kind of Christmas that he was deprived of when he was a young lad. I want to tell you something else about Dave Justus. 45 years on September 8th he's been doing this. You know how many awards he's received? Goose egg, zilch, zero, nada. This is the first. Imagine how thrilled Dave was when I called him up and said, guess what's happening to you from Woodmen in the world. He came to me many years ago when I was on the radio. We got together and I tried to promote what he did for a long time. Calvin and I have done the same, interviewing him at his house for hometown cable television. So I want to give my personal congratulations to Dave and Marion Justus for all they've done. I also want to thank Woodmen of the world for recognizing the importance of justice for children. So it's my extreme pleasure to have Dave and Marion come on up here, both of you. Congratulations. Come on over here. I know you want to say a few words.
Thank you to Woodmen of the world. I really appreciate it. I say this is new to us. This has never happened before. What we do is because of our love for kids. I can't see a kid more hungry, more without Christmas. Can't do it. Excuse me, sure. But I want to thank everybody. If I may, God bless you. Can't remember. I had 70 feet down for you. The correction, the Franklin Correction Facility, come along, they've been tremendous to help out. Jack Fisher, Father Shirley, he's a wonderful person. He's got a heart bigger than he is. Post 16, 19, excuse me. Ernie Schools, Henry School, J&G Garage, Shady Lions Club. Everyone welcome. Gordy and Calvin, I don't know what I'd do without you two. You've been so much help to me. And we just want to thank everybody from the bottom of our heart for having us up here. This is really a tremendous thing. I don't know how to say it. Of course, we do it. I think this is probably going to be our last year. We just got to the point where actually we can't afford it anymore. But we figured what the heck. We did the best we could with what we had for as long as we did, and thank God we got that far with it. But thank you all. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. And thank you, Dave. Most historians would agree that the most significant single event that has occurred in Clinton County during our 227-year history was the September 11th, 1814 Battle of Plattsburgh. Last year marked the 200th anniversary of that event, and it was very important that our county properly remember that long-ago occurrence. The British plan in 1814 was to control Lake Champlain and to thereby cut off New England from their sister states by ruling Lake Champlain and Hudson River waterways. In his 1885 publication, New Geography and History of Clinton County, New York, H.K. Averill points out that the American forces were greatly outnumbered on the land and on the lake. The American land forces numbered between 200,000 and 300,000, while the British Army and their Canadian and Native American allies numbered 14,000 strong. The American fleet, under the command of 30-year-old Thomas McDonough, was also greatly outgunned by the British Navy. The largest British vessel was the Confiance, which had 37 guns and 300 men, and was considered a match for any two vessels in McDonough's fleet. Yet somehow, McDonough's forces were victorious, and the British Army, knowing that without control of the lake, their land victories would be meaningless, also headed north to Champlain and eventually retreated back into Canada. Our area started preparing for the 200th anniversary commemoration in 1997, every year adding to the number of events that occurred annually over the first 2 weeks of September. Kit Booth has been at the helm since the beginning, and a few short years into the annual celebration, Beekman Town historian Gary Banquet jumped on board at full gallop. Since that time, they have worked together, spreading 2 weeks' worth of events into something that the entire county has eagerly embraced. Although the annual commemoration reaches its climax with the eagerly anticipated Battle of Plattsburgh parade through the streets of the city, the events start about 10 days earlier at Dewey Tavern in Champlain, where the land British forces first gathered 200 years ago. All along the route, the communities are encouraged to participate at whatever level they wish, remembering encampments, battles, and skirmishes in Shazy, Beekman Town, the town of Plattsburgh, and on Crab Island, as well as the involvement of folks throughout the county, such as the Cour militia. Kit and Gary managed to tread that fine line of blending everything into a seamless celebration that allows everyone to feel that they're a part of that celebration, while still maintaining control so that it blends into one big 2-week-long event. They have known when to step up and when to step aside, so that literally dozens of events take place annually, and hundreds of people take part in the organization and implementation phases. They have stuck with this through the culmination of the 200th anniversary celebration last year, and have left impossible shoes to fill for their successors. They announced last year that they would be stepping down after the completion of the 200th anniversary. We would like to join the entire Clinton County community in thanking these two gentlemen for their efforts over the past 18 years. To Kit and Gary, we present these honor plaques and invite them to share a few of their favorite memories with us at this time, if they're so inclined. Would you come forward?
What you just witnessed is what my experience for the last 15 years working with Kit. He says, come on up and you talk. It's impossible to thank all the people that have been a part of this. Kit and Sally started this 17, 18 years ago. I was a newbie 15 years ago. And Kit and I co-chaired for about 10 years. I'd like to thank the Woodmen of the world for the recognition. I'd like to thank the Woodmen of the world for all the community service that they do. Town of Beekman Town has the flagpoles and flags. I'd like to thank the people that allowed Kit and me to stand up and take these kinds of awards, and it's by the hundreds. But before we get into the committee, we also have to take a look at home. And the first person I'd like to thank is my wife. Because while I was off doing things, she was home, doing the stuff that needs to be done there. She's also the one that's answering the phone. She had to know almost as much about it as I did because she had to field the questions and send people in the right direction and give them the right answer. We had a committee of 15 to 20 people that worked year-round on this, year after year. And then it expanded as we got into August. And if it wasn't for those extremely competent and excellent people, we wouldn't have been able to do the things we did. It's easy. Just say, you want to use a constant series? Go ahead and do that, and it gets done. You want a reenactment? You have people, and they got it done. Or the encampments, or the parade, and the list goes on and on and on. You could not have done it without all of these people. And so we feel a little awkward accepting an award for something that should be shared by at least 40 people, and then you've taken all the volunteers that come in. I think we were up over 500 or 600 by the time the whole event was done. You just can't do it by yourself. You have to have that kind of camaraderie, that devotion to the community. And so, if it's Calvin and Champlain, along with Dave Patrick and Celine Paquette, or if it's Bob Cheese and Chazy, or all the way down to the Great Basin Town of Patrick, all of these communities pitched in as well as the city and the members of the town. So it is with a great honor that I accept this, but it is all humbleness, because it really deserves to be given to all of the people. Thank you very much.
There's not a whole lot that I can add to that, except to acknowledge the fact that Sally, my wife, sitting over here, has certainly been my helpmate in this whole thing. She has produced the program year after year for the past 16 years, I think, probably from her computer, in conjunction with study printing, but she did a major amount of that work and did it for all those years. As Gary said, we get the credit. You guys did the work, actually. We coordinated, we had a good time, we enjoyed ourselves, no question about that. But it was a 12-month-a-year job, and we were retired, so it seemed like we were retired. We hope you all had a good time in the Battle of Plattsburgh celebrations over the years. We tried to make them fun. We tried to make them historic so that they brought a little bit of the flavor of why we were actually doing this in terms of the battle and our victory. We tried not to rub the Canadians' noses in it, or the British noses in it when they came as our visitors on the weekends. We have a wonderful camaraderie with those folks, and they come back year after year and really enjoy it. Each year they say, "Are you going to let us win this year?" But we have to tell them, no, we're just going to allow it. At any rate, thank you all, Woodmen of the World, for your award tonight to Gary and me. And on behalf of our whole committee, which as Gary said is 40 to 50 people, and the hundreds of volunteers that come on the weekend itself, I thank you and hope you have a nice evening. I do want to say too, I got to read these words, but all that history, Mr. Calvin has. Neil, did you come up with 50-50? And I believe you said $170? 175 now. Four, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2.
in your name. Amen.
Thank you again, have a good night, and I'd ask that all of the award recipients come forward so that we can get a couple of pictures before you leave. Thank you.
Well, all good things have to come to an end. I'd like to thank the Woodmen of the world, Vice President Calvin Castine behind the camera, who had a lot more to do with this celebration here tonight than many of our viewers know. But it's been a tremendous kick for me, a tremendous time for everybody here tonight. You can see there are well over 100 people. Every award recipient was well deserved, and it was a great amount of pleasure on my plate, I'll tell you, thanks to the Pecks for putting on another great show here tonight. Once again, we thank our viewers for supporting what we do, for making suggestions to Calvin and me as to where we go next and what events or personal interviews we can do. If you like our program, please support our little corner and Hometown Cable in any way you can. Not just with your lip service, but by taking out your checkbook tonight and writing a generous check. And send it to Hometown Cable in care of Calvin Castine, 1477 Ridge Road in Champlain. So from the Rainbow Banquet Hall, Calvin Castine, Gordy Little, have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are, whenever you're watching this program. And who knows,